Yo, what is going on, guys? GZTV here, back with another NBA recap. Pretty decent NBA action today, as you've seen in the title. The Nets and the Lakers have their guys back. It's not looking good for the other teams in the NBA. These are two titans of NBA teams, and they have their guys back. So, we're going to go over how both of those teams did today. But we're going to start off first with the Celtics and the Timberwolves. Celtics finally get a win. Tatum has to carry without Walker, without Brown, without Smart. He had to kind of help them out there. I was happy because Taco got to play a little bit. He didn't score though. He got dunked on by Jake Layman. But looking at the box score, Jason Tatum puts up 26 and 11, and that's about it for them. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards puts up 23, and Cat puts up 24 and 14. The Timberwolves had a lot higher highs than we did, but Tatum's nice like that, I guess. And we shot pretty good overall, I would say. From what I was watching, we were shooting extremely well, which isn't normally the case for the Celtics, especially with Jaylen Brown sometimes having bad shooting nights. So that's always nice to hear, us having good shooting games. Now, the Nets and Bulls. The Nets' big three reunion. Kyrie leads the way. This is a scary-looking team now with their full roster back. But yeah, let's just go ahead and look at the box score. This Nets team should take over in the playoffs very soon. If Harden can get to 100% and play full minutes, it'll be a scary, scary sight. Looking at the Bulls, Thad Young had 19 and 13. Patrick Williams had 24. Vucevic had 10 and 11. By the way, Patrick Williams put up a career high, so shout out to him. Looking at the Nets, Brent Brown put up 16 and 12. Bruce Brown, I keep saying Brent Brown, the coach. Bruce Brown put up 16 and 12. And Kyrie put up 22. Looking at the next game, James and AD return. They lead the charge. They come back looking better than ever. They look great. They look way better than the Nets big three. I don't know, man. The Lakers are looking nice. I don't know if they'll be able to make the playoffs. They might have to play an extra game, but that is nothing to a king like LeBron. The king. There's no other king. But yeah, looking at the box score, Anthony Davis put up 28 and 10. LeBron had 24. Drummond had 11 and 15. Looking at the Pacers, Karis LeVert had 28 and 12, and Sampson had 20 points. Interesting. Jakar Sampson. He's probably not related to Ralph Sampson because they look nothing alike. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Moving on to the next game, Knicks and Hornets. I'm happy that the Knicks won because I don't want the Hornets to catch up to us, and I'm pretty sure we clinched our spot, our 7th seed. But yeah, Randall leads the Knicks through an OT thriller, 4th with the Hawks now. We will get to the playoff picture in a second, but yeah, Julius Randle putting up an MVP performance. Looking at the box score for the Hornets, Jaden McDaniels had 15 and 10. Cody Zeller had 10 and 11. Miles Bridges put up 30. He was going off. And Devontae Graham had 25. Miles Bridges and Graham off the bench had a combined 55 points in 75 minutes, so that is really good. That's more than their starters combined. Those guys are buckets. I don't know how they're not starting. Devontae, I mean, I guess LaMelo's good, but like Devontae's a sniper. He didn't shoot extremely well, but dude is a sniper. He can shoot. And Miles Bridges is so explosive. I don't know why he's not starting over McDaniels. I understand PJ Washington starting because he's really good on defense, but I think they should give the nod to Miles Bridges over McDaniels. That'd make for a really good starting lineup of PJ, Bridges, Zeller, LaMelo, and Rozier. Maybe try out Devontae Graham in the starting lineup and see what he does. It really sucks that they're playing the Celtics because these are two of my favorite teams in the league almost. But yeah, we're gonna get straight on to the next one: Suns and Spurs. Suns can still get the top seed if the Jazz lose and they win tomorrow. So that's interesting. Booker leads them to a win against a very undermanned Spurs team. Spurs are struggling. They are like the worst team in the playoffs by far, in my opinion. I like them. And I like Popovich, and I respect him, but they are the worst team in the playoffs, and it's not even close. But anyways, looking at the Suns box score here, Chris Paul had 16 and 10, and Devin Booker had 27. Looking at the Spurs, Eubanks had 15 and 11, and that's about it. Rudy Gay didn't play, DeMar DeRozan didn't play, Poeltl didn't play, and DeJounte Murray didn't play. So there's no surprise that they got absolutely smacked around by the Suns, one of the best teams in the league, probably top 3 in the league. But yeah, moving on to the final game, the primetime game, it was kind of disappointing. A little bit, I thought it'd be a little more closer. It was Heat and Bucks. Middleton, Drew, and Bryn Forbes lead the Bucks to a win. They're trying to get second over the Nets. It's kind of the same situation as Suns and Jazz. If the Nets lose tomorrow, which I highly doubt it, we'll look at who they play, but I highly doubt they lose tomorrow. They could possibly take an advantage, but I mean, from Celtics to Heat, you're not seeing much of a difference as in skill. Obviously, the Heat are a lot better, but the Bucks beat them right here, and I'm pretty sure the Heat had everyone. No, they didn't have Butler. Never mind. That's a big guy to miss. So, I mean, there is no wonder they won this, I guess. But yeah, looking at the Heat, Kendrick Nunn had 31 shouts to him. He had a good game in Jimmy Butler's absence, but it wasn't quite enough. Bam Adebayo did not play too well. Well, he could have played better anyways. He didn't play terrible, but yeah. Anyways, Middleton put up 21. Drew Holiday put up 20 and 10. And Bryn Forbes put up 21 off the bench. Dude can shoot really well. He is super underrated. I've really liked him since he was on the Spurs. He's a beast. He's going to have a good NBA career. I'm telling you, he's going to be a role player on a championship team someday and get buckets for them. So I'm not surprised he's doing that right now. That was today. Let's look at tomorrow because we have a handful of games. We have a lot of games. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, every team in the NBA is playing. Okay. That makes sense. But my Celtics, at 12 o'clock, we're playing the Knicks. An extremely tough game. I don't expect us to win. We don't need to win the game, though. So that's cool. Pacers and Raptors. This is a give me for the Pacers. Hornets and Wizards. This is going to be an interesting game. They are both 33 and 38. Whoever wins this game... Hold on. Let me just check the standings real quick. Whoever wins this game will play Boston. And, yeah. Whoever wins this game plays Boston. And I think if the Wizards play, they automatically play us, that sucks. I don't want to play the Wizards, but Hornets win. Hornets, you need to win this game, actually. I'm going to be rooting all in for the Hornets. Suns play the Spurs. They beat them the other night, or tonight, of course. They should probably beat them again. Grizzlies and Warriors, another interesting one. Whoever wins this is playing the Lakers. And I wouldn't be surprised if Warriors won this, but it'd be great. It'd be great just to let the Grizzlies win and play the Spurs. That's what I would do, though. That's what I do. Like, is that a bad idea? No. The Warriors know they can beat the Jazz, but I'd much rather play the Spurs than the Lakers in a play-in tournament. Assuming they have the play-in tournament. Next is Rockets and Hawks. Hawks need to win that game. Celtics could really ruin some stuff here for the Knicks. Because if the Hawks win and the Knicks lose, Knicks are going to be 5th and Hawks are going to get 4th. Nets should be able to beat the Cavs, so I don't think that the Bucks will be able to get 2nd. Magic and Sixers. Sixers are going to whoop them. Heat are going to beat the Pistons. I'm not even going to talk about those games. Bucks are going to beat the Bulls. Timberwolves might ruin something for the Mavericks. Who knows? Lakers have a pretty easy win on against the Pelicans. Clippers have an easy win against the Thunder. Nuggets and Blazers. Blazers have a tough. It's tough because if the Blazers lose, if the Blazers have to clutch this out and win. If Dame and them clutch this out, I'm gonna be impressed. The Nuggets are a good team. If the Trailblazers win, they're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to kick LeBron out and put him in the play-in. Jazz and Kings, Jazz should whoop them, so I don't think that the Suns will be able to get first. speaking of seeding and all that, we're just going to get straight into the playoff standings. Starting off in the West Conference, we have Philadelphia in first. A game behind them are the Nets. A game behind them are the Bucks. 6 games behind them are the Knicks, and they are tied with the Hawks. A game behind them are the Heat. Celtics are 3 games out of the playoffs. 3 games behind us are the Hornets, so they're not catching us. Never mind. I thought they could have, but they're not going to catch us. And they are tied with both the Wizards and the Pacers. We have a 3-way tie. I'm definitely going to be paying attention to whatever happens with this. Actually, the main games are at 12 o'clock, so before I go to work, I should be able to watch these games really closely. I'm definitely going to be watching the whole Hornets and Wizards game. I would watch the Celtics, but there's just more at stake with these games, so I'm going to watch those. Moving on to the Western Conference, we have the Jazz in first. A game behind them are the Suns. 3 games behind them are the Nuggets, and they're tied with the Clippers. So if we look at these games, Clippers have an easy win and the Nuggets don't, so we could possibly see the Clippers getting third. But if the Nuggets beat the a lot at stake tomorrow. If the Nuggets beat the Trailblazers, they still would get the tiebreaker even if the Clippers won, which is kind of annoying. I wish they would. I mean, yeah, you beat them in the season, but if you finish with the same record, what's the difference? You guys had the same highs and the same lows. You have the same record. I feel like with the same record thing, you should have a tiebreaker game, like during the play-in tournament or something. During the play-in tournament, there should be tiebreaker games for seeds. You should have to fight for your seed. You shouldn't just be like, oh, tiebreaker goes to them. Like, that's kind of lame. 5 games behind them are the Mavericks. A game behind them are the Trailblazers, and they are, of course, tied with the Lakers. 3 games behind them are the Warriors, and they are tied with the Grizzlies. So the West have like 3 ties going on here. 5 games back are the Spurs. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting one. I know this was a short broadcast, but there were not a lot of games, and it wasn't like super interesting in terms of the playoff picture. We're just going to have to wait until tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow night I do my do a like end of regular season video where I like do awards and stuff like that. Either that or I might just wait till the award show. Maybe do we count the playoffs when you do 100 players? Because I could probably start making a top 100 players list now. I mean, I don't know how much it would change in one game, but I'll probably start making a top 100 players list, like, outside of making videos, and maybe make a video about it. But there's going to be a lot of NBA content coming up soon. We'll definitely do a playoff prediction the day before play and tournament starts. And I will make my list Sunday night and record the video whenever the play-in starts. I'm not sure when it starts, but yeah, a lot of bonus content besides the recap coming up for you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night. It's been Jeezy TV, and I'm out. Peace. Peace, 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 peace. See you guys later. See you guys tomorrow night. It's going to be a good broadcast. I'm going to tell you guys what the playoff pictures are looking like for the playoffs. Yada, 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 what happened, who finished where, all that stuff. So please tune in tomorrow. It's going to be the most important episode of the year, as we're going to go over the playoff bracket pretty much.